Hello and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's good to be here and I hope you're doing well. I've got the 7th and final installment of another Farm Roguelike here on the docket for you today. And like I said, it is the final episode in this playthrough series. We did the 7-week challenge. We kind of focused on animals. We went with the shepherd. And this is week number 7 coming down. So let's pop into the farm. Let's land this plane. And let's see what's going on underneath the hood. So just to get you up to speed, if you haven't been following along with the playthrough, we went heavy on the sheep. And look at all of this madness here. It is a lot of work every single turn, admittedly. But there are a lot of sheep. There's some pigs mixed in here too. And let me tell you, the earning potential is mighty. We've been taking these products here and getting a bunch of cloth with it. And then from there, building a fashion empire of pants, boots, hats, and not represented here are the shirts. So we've been doing really well, and you can tell by our income up here how well we've actually been doing. So as far as the week goes, I mean, we owe 300,000 by the end of the week. Unless we somehow manage to spend 530k, we should be able to win this one with relative ease. However, what I want to check out here today, folks, is how much money can we make? Can we become a millionaire? I'm thinking so. Can we get up to 1.5? How about 2? We'll see what the limits are in this playthrough here. So we're going to keep grinding here in this episode, and that is the goal. And if you've enjoyed the playthrough and you're new here and you're not subscribed, please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. We'd love to have you in this awesome community. The community truly is awesome. So join on up if you're enjoying the playthrough series. We'd love to have you. So in the last episode, or maybe it was 2 episodes ago, a commenter had mentioned hotkeys. So I did a little bit more digging, and it's kind of buried in the opening menu. You can't access it here in the game, but you actually can toggle to a hotkeys menu. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's a feed your animals hotkey, but there are other hotkeys, including the P key, the O key, and the I key, which do different things. So the P key, and I'm actually going to try this out. So if I press P on my keyboard here, yeah, look at that. So that will harvest all of your crops. Very interesting stuff right there. A definite way to save a little bit of time here on the farm. If I press O, I believe this collects all items. Alright, so that doesn't appear to be doing anything. It's probably items that are on the ground, so let's just check here. Yep. So that'll collect any wayward item that is on the ground, so we can just go ahead and, you know, loosen all this up here and then press O and just get it immediately. So that's real nice. And then we have I, which I believe collects everything from buildings that is ready to collect. Doesn't have an impact on animals, but if you could do I with the combination of O, you can really save yourself some time. I mean, I wish I would have known that probably during the last run, the fishing run, but better late than never. And thank you, commenter, for inspiring me to look a little further into some potential hotkey combinations to help, you know, create some efficiency on the old farm. We're all about efficiency here, folks. And any ways we can find to become more efficient is good. I like the idea of just slamming the O key here prior to ending my turn. So I'm going to be making use of that, if I don't say so myself. So let's tend to the fields first. Let's get some digging going. It's like I found a shiny new toy or something, and I can't help but just abuse it, right? Yeah, we're all over the O key here, for sure. Now they just need a hotkey to address your immediate animals. So we are down to our last week, as I've already kind of advertised about this playthrough. So we'll be doing things just a little bit differently. I mean, obviously we don't have to. So what actually happens is once you get right to payment day, the game ends. If you have the cash, you win. If you don't have the cash, you lose. So we don't have to do basically anything on the second to last day. In fact, the second to the last day is when you essentially sell the entire contents of your inventory. We're talking stone here, folks. We're talking whatever remnants of wood we have left. We're selling probably our diamond bars at that point in time, unless we can find something to do. We're going to sell this cocoa that I've just been sitting on, you know, all game long. And we'll see how much money we can kind of top out at. Really excited to get that far in the overall playthrough. So let's just kind of keep on business as usual here. We do have 3 upgrades available to us tomorrow. We should get them all if I read the upgrade correctly, but of course we'll see. It'll be good knowledge for a future run. So let's proceed with feeding our animals here. And thanks everybody for your fine comments on the previous video. We really do appreciate it. That one was a long one for sure, and obviously this process does kind of make the video length just a little bit longer, but I've received some positive feedback that it's still good content. So that was good to hear. I was a little worried about, you know, just the mundane action of twirling my mouse cursor here, making for some subpar content, but you folks have talked me off that ledge, and I do appreciate it. So what are your thoughts overall on the animal run? I think it's pretty apparent to me, like a few observations, it's pretty apparent to me that the animal run is pretty strong. Like, animals in general are strong. I think the shepherd and the shepherd's ability to sort of maximize the quantity of animals that you can have is very strong. I mean, we still haven't seen what truly maxing it out looks like, and of course we'll be going into our upgrade tomorrow. If we can get the upgrade that does not require us to feed our animals, I think we can maybe play around a little bit more with maxing it out. But as it currently stands, I don't want to add any more animals. It just adds so much more work and overall time to the video. We don't need to do that to be successful. In fact, I'm thinking we're going to end somewhere at the $1.3 million range. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. But that is the current projection right now. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the overall power of the animals. I think it's very powerful. I mean, you do have to get up some structure to sort of keep your animals fed and making product for you, but once you do that, and you're able to stave off things like sudden rat plague or, you know, other like meteor storms and things like that. Once you're able to get in a position where you can stave those off, I mean, it's to the moon for sure. And that's where we're going here, folks. We're going to the moon. It's just a matter of how high into orbit we get. Might even find ourselves on a Mars path. I mean, who knows? Once it comes time to sell everything in your inventory, I think probably low-key make a decent amount of cash. So I'm going to be looking at my diamond bar stack that I've kind of been building this entire playthrough. I don't really think jewelry is the key for us unless we get some kind of upgrade next turn. But I'll be looking at the pricing of diamonds, and I'll be selling at the most opportune time for sure. So what I mean by that is we have the Wealth of Wealth. Let me show you. The Wealth of Wealth upgrade here, which increases the value of our ores and bars by 100%. So that has been our little side hustle throughout this playthrough. If you've been following along, you definitely know that. But for those of you who are new here, that is kind of a nice little side hustle. And then paired with that, we have Dandy, which increases our clothes value by 20%. So we've been taking full advantage of both of those. And, you know, frankly, they've been really, really strong for us, as noted by our bankroll. Let's get the pumpkins fed. Come on, pigs, get your pumpkins. Come get them. Why can't I just, like, dump a pile of them and let the pigs come to them versus me come to the pigs? Fortunately, that is not how it works here. And that's okay. I've actually grown pretty accustomed to this, if I don't say so myself. Radish. A few carrots. A few straggler carrots here. I've definitely tried different methods to kind of get the sticky ones fed, but sometimes you just gotta wait for the animal to move, or the animal to kind of move off to open up the accessibility to the animal you're trying to feed. It's kind of finicky, but that's all right. Like I said, I've grown quite accustomed to it. Gotta have the patience and the perseverance for sure. So we can actually just get all the animals fed and just press O to collect. That might speed things up just a bit. Although the physical collecting part isn't what takes the time, it's the feeding. So let's get all the piggies fed here. Got one more that wants a radish. How bad do you want it? So happy Monday, everybody. The time of recording here, it is Monday, like I mentioned. Beginning to another work week. Hope everyone's week is going well. What are you looking forward to this week? Anything special planned? Maybe you have a work event coming up. Maybe you're going to spring training baseball game. If that's your thing, maybe you're doing that this weekend or after work tonight. Maybe you're a student. Maybe you run a busy household. Whatever your situation is, what are you looking forward to? I hope you're looking forward to something. For me, so I've been known to play some pool, as in the game where you shoot balls in holes, right? So I've been known to play that a bit, and we actually have a large, so it's like a full state tourney this weekend, and it's a pretty big deal. And there's a lot of teams that show up, and I'll be grinding away at that starting this Friday. Usually kind of bleeds over into the weekend. Probably wrap up sometime Sunday, but there's potential to, you know, earn some cash for sure. Hopefully our team does well. We'll have to see how it goes, of course. Well, it's always a good time. I mean, like, high leverage pool, right? It's something. It's like a whole new like subculture. And you know how these bar games kind of take off, right? Well, pool's no different. There's a big subculture of folks that love their pool. I'm just kind of along for the ride. I play with my uncles. You know, I can shoot a little bit, but I'm by no means a grizzled veteran like some of these guys are, I tell ya. Some of these guys have shot a lot of racks of pool in their day, and I don't necessarily envy that. I more just play for the fun of it. Try not to take it too seriously. Obviously, try my best, like I try to do in most things in life, you know. Just give it your best and see what happens. Success is not always a thing that occurs, but at least if you gave it your best, you know, you gave it your best. You can at least say that, right? So that's kind of a mantra that I live by personally. So that's what I have going on this week. Kind of looking forward to that. We do it every single year, and it's usually a good time. Makes for some long days, though, for sure. So that's what I'm looking forward to. How about yourself? What are you looking forward to? What do you got going on? Let me know in the comments as we continue to land this plane here. So part of landing the plane requires some truffle soup, of course. Just a staple. And we are a glutton here, folks. We're going to sit down at our table in the field somewhere here. Maybe we'll, you know, set the bowl of truffle soup right here on this nice flat stone. And then we're just going to crush 12 bowls of truffle soup. So let's go. And getting paid while doing it too. That's right. You love to see it. Then we're going to make some clothing staples here. So what I want to do is I want to check out the shirt. Let's see how that's selling. Shirt is $6.56, by far the choice here. So we're going to make as many shirts as we possibly can. Basically, we'll go as far as our cloth takes us. All right. Make a pair of wool pants as well, or cloth pants, excuse me. And let's make some sales. So let's sell the cloth shirt outright for $6.56 a unit. That'll be another 63K. Puts us close to that $900,000 mark. And cloth pants will sell at a decent price there. Boots and hat we can wait on a little bit. Iron bar selling high end, so let's get that sold. We are over the 900K mark now. Gold bar leaves a lot to be desired. Copper bar as well. Diamond bar is just so far off. It's kind of gross. So we'll hold on to that as well. Alright, looking good here. Let's get the wool in our looms. The wool will be quickly consumed by our army of looms there. Got the fields planted. Let's get them fertilized. How about? Get a little fertilizer action. Be promoting that plant growth. The key thing to nutrient crops is the soil. Soil is, based on what I've read, it's the most important part of growing any kind of garden or any kind of endeavor that involves planting things. You want good soil, and you can do that through fertilizer and just taking care of your soil, cycling it out, right? Not drying it up. Definitely an interesting thing that I didn't really always think about as it relates to growing plants. It's all about the soil. So that's where composting and, you know, fertilization and all that stuff kind of comes in. So, little side note there. What else do we have to throw in the furnace? I mean, do we really need? Suppose we could throw in some. Could just get a bit more glass. Why not? All right, looking good, looking full. Our seeds are good. We are getting a lot of coal. I mean, we got a ton of coal. We still have 300 units of coal, which is kind of crazy. So why don't we go ahead and change a lot of this stuff to ores, which would be a hard thing to turn down. We can use the rest of our energy here to just mine away the stone to make a little more room for the creep of additional ore and coal. So during different junctures of this week here, folks, I'm going to be making sales. I'm going to sell things when it's high. Like this meat sandwich. I absolutely will be selling this. It's just now is not the time. Alright, I think we're probably about good to end our turn there. The fields are watered up. Although I did miss a fertilizer spot there. That's not good. Animals are fed. Furnaces are full. Looms are operating properly. I think we're looking good overall. So let's go ahead and end our turn there. Actually, let's check the black market here first. Collector and potion enjoyer. Not really worth it. Check the shop. Yeah, we can grab some more coal. Let's grab some gold, some iron too. Why not? Probably roll that a few times. Might as well. We've kind of made a habit of rolling the shop a lot, right? It's a good practice while it's cheap. Alright, that should be about good. So let's go ahead and end our turn right there. And this will take us into the upgrade day, and based on what we got in the last episode, we did get the interest here. So day ends immediately. Next week you will get 3 upgrades. Well, next week is tomorrow now. So let's see how this works. So let's end it. Alright, day 2 dawns here. 1 random diamond tool, okay. Potato, pumpkin, radish value plus 100%. We do have all of these. Sardine lover. So none of this helps us out much. I mean, I guess you go triple upgrade. Okay, so we get to choose from 3. Very nice. All animals give twice as much resources. The product value is minus 25%. Wow, okay. Yeah, we got to go with that. Maximum energy, catch chance, 1 random diamond tool. So that's how interest works right there, folks. Very, very useful. We're going to get more yield out of our animals now. We're doing the same amount of work. So that's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and get a quick harvest and a collect. And let's just grab it all. Definitely makes that process a lot faster. But yeah, Animal Whisperer is actually a really good one for us. I was already kind of opining about needing more sheep to keep the looms filled up. Well, I think we have our solution now. We should be getting, what, 2 wool? Yeah, so we're going to be doubling our wool output here. It's actually kind of amazing we made as much cash as we did without that skill, right? I mean, they're going to make us earn it the old-fashioned way. That's all right. Sometimes you just got to earn it here, folks. We are okay with that. I mean, we've been doing it all episode long. So, what do you do? So, let's go ahead. Carrots are the lucky first crop here. Be curious to see how much wool I get. Truffles as well, if you think about it. So, yeah, that was a really, really impactful one. Granted, we do lose 25%, but we have Dandy, which gives us plus 20%, so it's probably not quite as impactful as we thought. Maybe we can project our earnings in, you know, at the end of it all, the 1.5 mil range maybe now. We'll have to see kind of what we can squeeze out of one turn here. But we're getting a ton of wool. It is just falling off the sheep in lovely balls of wool. Alright, a few more wheat seekers here. Let's get them all fed up. Alright, Parsnip, you're up next. We almost had the great parsnip crisis of week 6, but we were able to avert that, mainly because parsnips grow quickly. And thank you, Logan, for explaining to me what a parsnip is and a few uses for it. I do always appreciate your insight. Good stuff. It sounds good. I mean, it's cool that it's got a little bit of versatility. It's used in dessert dishes, right? As well as other types of dishes. Consistent with a carrot. Definitely interesting stuff. Probably have to add that to my shopping list, right? Alright, let's go with potato here. Double truffle. Double wool. Same amount of effort as well. So, it's all working out for us here, folks. It's unfortunate that it comes full circle here. The ripe stage of week 7, but better late than never. Alright, let's go. Pumpkins. Pretty easy one to spot. Alright, more wheats. Will you accept the wheat this time, sheep? Thank you. Thank you so much. Alright, let's go for some carrots. More wheat for this sheep here. Yep, you bet. Radish, you're up. Let's press O to collect. Parsnip. So yeah, the hotkey thing. Check it out. When you first load up the game, you obviously get that starting menu, right? That's where I typically do my overall intro, right? So if you go into, I believe it's settings, then you can go hotkeys. And then you have to click the next page, and then it shows you some sort of global ways to kind of grab everything or harvest all your crops, etc., etc. Pretty nice, but it'd be a great way to... Basically, what I'm trying to say is I think the framework is there in the code of the game to make a way to kind of mass feed your friendly creatures, right? Maybe the rebirth version of this game will have a feature like that. We'll certainly see. All right, the animals are fed, so where do we net out? 570 wool. My goodness. 252 cloth. So I'm going to go ahead and obviously crush some truffle soup here. So we're going to be able to go big time with this now. 39 units of truffle soup. Let's go to our little kitchen table here. And let's just gorge, 40 bowls of truffle soup. No problem. We're not worried about the sodium level. No. It's not a concern for us. Let's go ahead and craft whatever is the most valuable. Cloth hat. Cloth boots selling real good. The warm woolies here, folks. Let's make some warm woolies. In fact, let's make a bunch of them. And of course, the truffle soup allows us to craft double. So we're going to have probably a stack of like 300 of these things. 259. And more importantly, we have a bunch of wool left over to properly fill our looms. In fact, we could even build more looms as well. But we're going to be able to get all these filled up now, which means the next turn will be that much more impactful to our overall cost of making as much money as possible. So Animal Whisperer, huge one to get here. Yeah, it's all filled up. We still have room to spare. How much wood do I have? I have plenty. Why don't we add a few more looms then? I think we're going to have the wool to support it ultimately, and it is like cloth is kind of what's holding us back. So let's do it. All right, perfect. Looking good. Looks like we got some gemstones here. Let's get those polishing up. Let's get our diamond in the furnace. Iron as well, you bet. Gold, we have a few units of gold. Let's get our coal. Nice big vein of gold there, which is great. In fact, we have a lot of gold on the field right now. Certainly make use of that. And a bunch of copper down here. In fact, 4 large nodes. And then 1 of the iron. Pretty incredible turn for the growth of our precious ores here. All right, let's shovel it up. Let's get some seeds planted. We've got pumpkins, I believe. Yep, 40 seeds. All right, let's get these trees taken down as well. I think for a future playthrough, you know, if we get interest again, I would be interested in trying that out earlier on, right? Seems pretty strong to me. Just the sheer fact that you get to choose 3 rewards back to back. It would kind of set you behind the 8 ball just a little bit though, given that you immediately have to end your turn and you don't get an upgrade that week. But if you can weather that storm, it seems like a good choice. What do you think overall on interest? I think it certainly has its uses, for sure. Might not be for every playthrough. There's still some randomization to it all, of course. But it's kind of funny that that's what ultimately got us what we're looking for here. Although it wasn't the exact one I was looking for, it'll definitely do. We will get to the point here where it's just not worth planting any more crops. There just won't be enough time for them to grow. But we will entertain the work for at least one more day. Maybe 2. We'll see. Alright, crops are all watered up. How are we looking for our furnaces? I know we have a lot of ore now. So why don't we get that in the good old furnace. Bunch of gold coming in here. Looks like I have a bunch of copper. I saw some diamond in there though. Let's make sure we get that. Alright, that's looking good. Now, let's check some pricing. Meat sandwich, not selling good. Got the butterfly, obviously that's an auto sell. Copper bar, gold bar, diamond bar. Goodness, we are just getting gashed on our price for our ores here. Not good. Hopefully that does come back up just a little bit for the overall end of this run. It'd be nothing like sitting on a nice stack of diamond bars and not being able to sell them for profit, right? Cloth boots low. Let's make that sale. That's $107,000 there, folks. Absolutely lovely. How about these? This emerald selling good. Let's make the sale there. Ruby selling. Sapphire selling. So let's hold off on the ruby. Alright, looking good. Guess let's check the shop and the black market. Junk water, enchanted crafts. Nothing really useful there. Can roll for a bit of coal. Alright, looking good. I think we can end our turn there pretty safely. I suppose if I really wanted to overachieve here, take down my dining room table there. Get some more diamond out of it. I suppose that's worth it. Alright, I believe we got another sapphire. Yep. Alright, looking good. So let's end our turn there. think this is the week where we really get... Yeah, furnaces give twice the amount of items. So this is impressive. I just want to see how this works here. Let's just give this a quick go here. 276 units of gold, my goodness. Okay. It's definitely a good turn to load up on our furnaces, especially with all of that gold. Let's go ahead and harvest all of our crops. Let's collect it. 438 units of cloth. Just lovely stuff. I think we can hold off on planning. Don't really need to. But one thing that will remain steady is the need to feed. So let's start this process up here. Lots of wheat, looks like. Are sheep looking for the wheat? So I have received some feedback. In general, people are saying the miner run sounds fun. Also received a request for a chef run, maybe as an option for another run in this game. Definitely things to think about here. Could probably do one more playthrough. I mean, I've done easy, I've done medium, I've done hard. Might as well try the impossible, right? Give it a shot. Like I said, with the miner run though on impossible, I feel like a lot of stuff has to go right. I feel like you really have to get the right upgrades coming your way, and if you don't, you might not be long for this realm of existence. They're going to shut the lights off and they're going to send you home. And they're going to say, welcome to the real world. But if we can get some of the good ones that really work with ores and the selling of ores, there might be something there. Sounds interesting. Sounds kind of fun. In fact, I'm not sure what I would do if I loaded up this game again and didn't have, 8 million animals to spin my mouse on for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be shocked when I fire up this game again after this episode is done. It'd be like a brand new game, literally. Alright, parsnips, let's go. Sheep, you know you're hungry. Getting that double wool. That upgrade did say animal products value minus 25%, but I'm not seeing that, right? The cloth hat was always selling for 480, right? Maybe it's just the wool itself that sells for less. I mean, I'll still take 480 for sure. Very strong one there. In fact, where was it like 5 weeks ago? Another thing is saving your rerolls. I think that's kind of important on your upgrades, that is. Because we grabbed some ones that just weren't really good. Maybe it could have been more impactful if we were able to kind of reroll at some point, right? So that's another learning. Wouldn't mind being able to kind of pay for a reroll as well. That would be nice. Alright, let's get the pumpkins. Let's go, animal friends. You know you're hungry. Carrots, you're up next. Get a quick side potato there. Radish. Parsnip. And potato. Let's collect all that stuff. Alright, so let's immediately craft our truffle soup here. Lovely. And let's sit at our nice rock and just pound this down. I'm a little worried about the sodium. Alright, so let's go ahead and begin the crafting phase here. So we have a cloth hat that's selling for $4.26. Could be a little bit better. Let's make a pair of boots, pants, and a shirt. Well, warm woolies, I should say. And let's just see, where's the price at with all this stuff? We have a wild amount of wool. Alright, hats. Shirt is decent. Pants not so good. Warm woolies, though, it appears to be the champ, especially when you consider that it literally takes half. Yeah, so warm woolies, again, folks, and they're always a fashionable thing, right? It's a trendy style of footwear produced solely and exclusively here on this farm. So come and get your pair of warm woolies. I'm taking orders right now. And we're going to be, wow, 346 units of warm woolies there, folks. This is going to sell for a ransom. So let's make the sale. 143K. We're at $1.16 million here, folks. And I feel like we're just kind of getting started with this animal whisperer buff, right? Pretty crazy. Let's check the prices on a few other things. Might as well make some cash. How about the ruby? Yeah, selling good enough. Let's sell that. I've only been holding on to it literally all game long. Flour, I think the ship has kind of sailed on bread. Don't really need that anymore. How about the meat sandwich? Selling high end, so let's sell it. Another 10 grand. Copper bar, not good. Gold bar, I think we can hold out for a little better. Diamond bar definitely needs to get better. Cocoa, good enough. Starting to lighten the old backpack just a bit here, folks. So let's go ahead and get our raw ore processing. Let's get some coal. And some ore as well. In fact, what do we have? You can't put anything in the furnace. Okay. So let's make sure we get... because that's going to be... yeah, so our furnaces are going to be in rough shape here toward the end of this week. That's alright. It's a side hustle. Now, if this were the miner run, and let's say we were kind of just barely dragging ourselves across the finish line. That would be very scary, but given the nature of a side hustle, I think we're doing just fine. Alright, all of the ore has been mined out, so let's get it in our furnace, starting with the gold. Bunch of iron here. So let's get this in the old furnace as well, huh? And copper with the rest. How are we doing for coal? 111 units. Alright, let's roll for some coal here. I bought something, and I don't know what it was that I bought. I bought some pigs. Interesting. Yeah, the adding more animals part of this run is definitely over with. Let's get our looms all filled up here. I think that's about it. Looks good. Alright. Let's check the black market quick. All good on that. No need to make more seeds. I think we can end our turn there, folks. So let's go ahead and do that. Tomorrow we have Dirty Furnace. Alright, day 4 dawns here. So let's do the proverbial harvest button. Nothing coming up this turn. Let's collect. And look at that. It is a thing of glory and beauty. And let's get it all. Alright, looking good. Let's get the old lifeblood fed here. And this will be... Let's see... Still got a few more rounds of this. $1.17 mil. Hopefully we can get to like 1.5. We'll have to see. Been getting some good sales off of our clothes, though, for sure. Warm Woolies, you know, still the absolute champ. In fact, there's no real reason to make the shirts unless, you know, you just never get a good price on the overall boots, but the shirt literally costs twice the amount to make. Twice the amount of wool and cloth, that is, to make. And it only sells for, what, like 25% better? So, just go boots and enjoy your wealth, I guess. Just kind of feels like the right choice. And we kind of figured this all out. We kind of sat down. We kind of crunched some numbers. Did a bit of math. Before we even started this whole tailoring operation. And it was pretty obvious to me that the warm woolies is definitely the way to go. And of course they're the way to go. With a name like that, you just gotta go with it. Watch, I'll be making shirts this round because they're selling better. But when you have the flexibility, why not? Might get a little variety, you know? Just looking for a little variety. Alright, sheep friends, just accept the carrot that is before you. Pressing the O button is definitely nice. Just collects everything for you. Good stuff. I'm glad that commenter mentioned that. So thank you, commenter. You know who you are. I do appreciate it. Really good tip. Anything to help speed up this process. Alright, potatoes, you are up next. Alright, wheat. One sheep here wants some wheat. So let's hook them up. Parsnip. Radish, and then one last unit of wheat. Okay, here we go. Looking good. So let's go ahead and craft our truffle soup. $47 units to eat this time here. Terrific. Alright, what do we have? Cloth pants, $4.39. Cloth shirt, $5.51. Cloth hat selling very well right now. Let's of course get a pair of warm woolies. $3.83. Okay, so that's quite underwhelming. So let's go with the hat. Hard to go wrong with a nice looking hat. And we got 304 hats to sell here, folks. So let's get our payday. Let's pass go. Let's collect the $200. You know it. 145K. 145,920. A lovely sum. Alright, so furnaces, we can't put anything in it. We can certainly get some coal. So let's go ahead and do that. It just makes sense. We like our coal here. We're going to have kind of one more day tomorrow to really start getting our furnaces roaring, and then that's going to be it. I also want to check the sell price of just a few other items as well, like diamond bars. We finally going to get a price on those. Or are we going to have to sell at a massive discount? I guess we'll find out here. Copper bar, nothing. Gold selling tremendously at 679 units. Let's sell this up. $149,000, even more than our hats, which is very impressive. Maybe that bodes well for our diamond here. I mean, 476, I think we can hold out. Maybe we can get that up to, I don't know, 540. Probably accept that. But it just feels like I'm getting ripped off, doesn't it? Selling it at 476. Give me a break. What do we got? The blind merchant? It's an inside joke. More cloth. Let's get that in there. Think we're looking good. Nothing to do with the furnace. Animals are fed. The fields have been, I guess, abandoned a long time ago. I suppose I can still water the ones that are still growing here. I did forget to do that. My bad. Pumpkins. And I think we're good to end it there. Tomorrow we have consumer. Using consumables gives $20. How about the kale sandwich? It still has some use if we need a little pick-me-up. So let's go ahead and end our turn there. Day 4 is gone and day 5 dawns here. So let's do the fun part, which is P for harvest, I for collect, and O to pick it all up. Let's get you watered up here. Got a lot of ore. Why don't we start here with this? So today will be the last day we can really throw anything in our furnace and make money off of it, that is. So let's see what we can do here. Alright, looking good. Animals. Lots of wheat on the field. So let's get them fed. Get that wool. Turn that wool into whatever's selling the best. Most likely the warm woolly. And let's take this across the $1.5 million mark, which we are knocking right on the door of. Come on, sheep. Just accept the wheat. This is nonsense. Goodness gracious. Alright, Parsnip, you are next up. Who wants some parsnips? Let's go. This is what makes it painful right here, folks. When they get bunched up and just won't accept it. That's what makes it painful. So thank you for bearing with me. And if you're enjoying the content on the channel and you're not subscribed yet, you know, just another little shameless plug. Please just consider becoming a subscriber. Join the community. Love to have you. I'm a new channel here. Very small content creator overall. Just started this journey a few months ago. We are on the road to 500. And that's a pretty... I mean, it's an astounding thing to me. Now, I didn't even think that I'd be anywhere close to 500 after like 3 months. So, thanks to everybody in this community who, you know, has subscribed, who comments, who likes, who supports. Really do appreciate all of you. Tremendous people, awesome people. I've met a lot of cool people just through doing this, and I really appreciate you all. So I can't really say that enough. I don't think there's a way to really overstate it in my mind. It's obviously you find folks that make this an enjoyable thing to do, and frankly, just can't say thank you enough for it. So thanks again. Really do appreciate it. Alright, potatoes. Let's go. Pumpkins, you're next up. Feel like we are getting a little more efficient. I mean, I sure hope I am. I've only done this like, what? How many times, right? The tight circles kind of seems to work the best. But sometimes it's just real hard to get the hungry animal fed. They need to just come out with like a feed box, right? Where you can link a stack of vegetables to, right? And then each turn it just automatically takes from that stack. That is definitely what they need for, like, especially in Animal Run, without question. Alright, the animals are fed. We're over 1,000 units of wool now, which is pretty darn impressive. So let's get some truffle soup. It just makes you feel good. Again, sit at our nice little rock here. We actually get some decent income just from using this, which is nice. And then let's take a look at what's selling. Warm woolies. Selling a little under high price, but that's alright. Cloth shirt, not great. Cloth pants is the key here. So let's just make a bunch of cloth pants. Let's run this number up like we're running up a score in a baseball or a football game. Let's just run up the score here. Alright. 263 units of pants. Let's sell it. 142k. Tremendous. Alright, let's check some other prices. Copper bar, finally selling excellent. Let's sell it. 84 grand in copper. That's very nice. Diamond bar, I'm glad I held on. Selling high end, 560. So let's make the sale, the long-awaited sale. For an underwhelming 37k. At least compared to everything else. Iron bar selling very low end. That's not good. But that's also quite alright. So let's get our gold in here. As we barrel toward the end of this week and this playthrough. So I sure hope you have enjoyed just a little bit of fun with some sheep and pigs. Kind of low-key made a fashion empire here. And thanks to everybody who contributed and who participated in some of the questions, right? Still looking for a name for those shirts. If you can come up with something, let me know. There won't be an episode in this playthrough series to give you some props, but if we do another run, be happy to give you some props. So let's get some wool here. Looking good. All right, what else? Think I already watered, right? Sure did. All right. Done with the wheat. Don't need stone. Got the furnaces roaring. Animals fed. Looms full. There's no real sense in even checking the black market anymore. Yeah. We're good. Let's end our turn right there into another dirty furnace day. So day 6 dawns. Why don't we do the fun part of harvesting, collecting, and then mass grabbing everything. And today's the day, folks, to really offload pretty much everything else. So what we're going to do here is I'll start off with the mining operation. Nothing to put into the furnace today, which is fine. It wouldn't have made a difference anyways, because like I said, as soon as we press next day here, it will end the game. And you either win or lose. In this case, we're definitely going to win unless something really, really goofy happens. I don't know what that goofy thing would be. So I'm pretty secure in saying we've got this one locked up. But how much cash can we actually make? Can we touch the 2 million mark before the old taxes come out? I think that's a question. I mean, maybe. We got lots of stacks of random stuff. So who knows? But first and foremost, let's feed our animals for the final time here. And I know you're all going to miss this. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm already missing this, right? It's sad to me that I don't get to continue to do this, 7 times per playthrough here. 7 times per playthrough. It's sad to me that I don't get to just keep doing this. That's where I think something more like a miner run would be a little more fulfilling. I mean, granted, we're going to need a lot of mines. We'll need a lot of coal. Need a lot of furnaces. Maybe start a little baking operation on the side and make some kale sandwiches for restoring our energy bar. I think that would probably be smart. There's probably some potions and totems and things that could probably be used. We'll have to take a closer look at what I would consider, key fundamentals just beyond the necessary upgrades that we're obviously going to need to make that run successful. But there's a bunch of other things like potions and totems and consumables, things like that will increase your mining ability as it relates to making that sweet cash money. So I'll look into that, and if I feel like there's something there, maybe we can do a minor run next. Alright, carrots, you're up next. It is truly a shame that I won't be able to do this any longer. Truly a shame. But you have to scale upward here, folks, to make some cash money. You have to scale upward. It's the way to make, you know, almost $2 million. Alright, pumpkins next. Let's go. Get you nice and fed up there, my pig friends. Potatoes. All right, radish. Pretty hot thing over here. Parsnip. Potato, more radish. Parsnip, let's go. Carrot. One last pumpkin. Is that gonna do it? Looks like that's gonna do it, folks. That was the final time that we all have to sit through that together as one. I'm sure that makes you sad. I know what makes me sad. So let's craft our last kind of batch of truffle soup here. Doctor told us the sodium is, you know, starting to kind of do stuff to our bodies, so we gotta lay off the truffle soup for a while. And what should we craft here to land this plane? The final crafting. Warm woolly selling for 403. The cloth shirt selling for a nice amount, but I'm going with the cloth boots. We have to go with the warm woolies. We just have to. We have to. It would be a disservice to you, the fine members of this channel, to not go with the warm woolies. So we are going with the warm woolies. We're going to sell them. We're going to make some cash. And we're going to see if we can get this thing to 2 million. I'm also going to offload the rest of the stuff in my inventory. I'll sell everything that I can possibly sell here. So let's start with the cloth shirt, right? Let's start with all of this random alchemy stuff. Do we get a good price on our iron bars? There's a nice stack of them here. Not bad. So let's sell that. That's 60k. Let's sell the raw gold. Sell the raw iron. See you later, truffle. Rat fur. Raw diamond sells for 260 at the high end. Very nice. Gold bar selling good this turn. Lovely. Copper leaves a lot to be desired. Pumpkins. Yep, sorry, pigs. That's 18k in pumpkins. Potatoes selling very low end. Carrots low end. Radish selling great. I think we have a perk for that. A parsnip. Kale for our mighty kale sandwich. Wheat. Got the glass. Coal. Bread selling decent. Fertilizer. Wood, sand. Almost 2,000 units of stone. 11,000. Potato seeds, kale sandwich, and copper bar. Let's sell the regular wool. Get about 10 grand from that. And then, of course, the final sale of the episode here, folks, is going to be the fan favorites. The trademarked brand, the Warm Woolies. 369. Let's go. Put us above 2 mil. And it does. $2.08 million in this single playthrough here, folks, with the animals. Really, really fun stuff. Really powerful stuff. And frankly, you love to see it. I don't know what else to say. You love to see it. So let's go ahead and land this plane and let's wrap this one up. It's been a long road here, folks. We had fun. We did some good things. I would say we achieved our goals in screwing around with animals, testing how strong they are. I think it's fair to say that they're very, very strong. My goodness. Especially sheep. I mean, the sheep and pig combo is real nice. But the products that the sheep unlocks for you, right? The clothing items, insanely strong. Sells for insanely well. Well, it sells insanely high. In fact, if we look at it, right? I mean, 660 high end for a shirt. I mean, compare that to, you know, like some of this exotic jewelry here. I mean, it sells about as good as a diamond necklace, but it's much more available, right? The diamond necklace, you got to get diamonds. Those are rare. The cloth shirt, you can, you know, spit out 250 to 300 of them per turn. So I think that's where the true power of the sheep comes into play. Would have been fun to maybe play around more with chickens and cows, but I just don't see them unlocking the $2.08 million bankroll that the sheep can. Real impressive stuff here. So it's a fun run, and I certainly hope you had fun in this run here. We're going to end the turn, and we're going to watch 300,000 drop out of the bank. And then we're going to get into our endgame stats. So let's go. Day 7 dawns, and this is the final day. Win on hard difficulty, Farmer 3 there. First time I've, of course, done that. In fact, this is my 3rd run in this game. Literally, just 3rd run. So let's see what we have here. Money earned, almost $3 million in total. I know I spent a lot of that in the shop and re-rolling and in the black market, of course. We did catch 2 fish, folks. Got 26 gold from it, too. Really breaking the bank there. Harvested almost 2,500 crops. Got 34K from selling those crops. We spent $400,000 on rolling. That sounds about right. Money from honey, big fat 0 there. We used the furnace over 5,000 times. Built 322 buildings. So I'm thinking furnaces, I bet you fences counts it. Like each fence post counts as a building. So that's a lot. Spent 134K in the store, obviously on coal and gold and animals. Energy spent 16,000. Survived 48 days. So that is the endgame statistics. We fell just shy of 3 million overall, which is very, very strong. I forget where the fishing run kind of ended out at. Obviously, it was 1 week shorter, but I don't think it was anywhere close. I think it was something like 800,000. So the sheep, man. Crazy, crazy stuff. So this is going to bring us back to the title screen here, folks. And of course, the continue is all grayed out now because we have completed the 3rd run on the channel here. I sure hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed that playthrough. Let me know in the comments, right? What do you think? What do you think of sheep? What do you think of pigs? What do you think of this overall build? What do you think could have gone better for us? What do you think we did really well? What are your overall sentiments and thoughts on this playthrough series? Let me know. And then as far as what's next, you let me just take a little bit of time. I'll look into kind of the miner and maybe the chef. But I'm definitely interested in the miner. And I want to see kind of what other tools and buffs and things that we can sort of cobble together to make a very strong run out of it. So I'm going to do a little bit of research into that, but it seems viable to me if you get the right upgrades. So you let me noodle on that, and just check back to the channel, notifications on, so you don't miss an upload, and you'll be the first to know when a new episode and a new run, a new playthrough series of this fine game begins. So with that said, folks, I am going to be getting on out of here. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for your support and viewership. I really do appreciate it. Stay tuned to the channel, as I already mentioned. And we'll be catching you in plenty more future videos. So thanks a lot. I really do appreciate it. This was a fun run. Let me know what you think below. Please like. And we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks a lot.